Alright, here we are once again. Today I'm presenting you something a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. And today I bring you the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Good Smile Company. I wanted to mention something briefly before I got into the whole video. I only got these 4 characters because, of course, you know, they're like the center of attention of every show. There are more characters of the same line, same company. There's Master Splinter, Shredder, and then I think there's 2 of the bad guys. One of them is the Hawk, and then the Rhino. I'm not an expert 100% on all the characters. I do not fully know what the name of those 2 last characters are, but I only got these 4 right here. And all together they make a great display for any collector out there that is a hardcore fan of the Ninja Turtles. So I want to start right here with the bottom figure right here, Donatello, because this is the tallest of them all. So for display purposes, I'm going to start from the bottom up. So what I'm going to do right here is just split the boxes right here, side to side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull Donatello out gently. I'm gonna try to be careful with Raph right here because he is the angry one. I don't want to get him on his bad side. So we have Donatello right here. Here's a box. As you can see right here, it gives you the names of the painter and also the sculpture. Here is the company that they're made for. Now, something really interesting about this specific set of Ninja Turtles is that it was released 10 years ago in 2015. So these guys right here are 10 years old, okay? The figures, that is. When you turn the box over a little bit to the side, you can see what the full display of these 4 guys looks like. Incredible lighting, you know, for the photo right here. If you turn it over, you just get a little bit of a different angle at Don's face. Really hard staring at you, you know, that intellectual look. Turn it over again, and then just a different angle right here that it shows. So let's go ahead and open this up a little bit. What I'm going to do is just lay down. Oh, and then something really interesting right here is this little design. This is what the final setup of all turtles together will look like at the end. Of course, without the explosions here on the sides. So that's not included in the package, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up a little bit. Boom. Okay, so we have a set of instructions right here. I do not read Japanese or understand it, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to go with the other side, which is in English. So yay! But it's very self-explanatory, okay? So you just flip the box. You're gonna take out this protective layer right here. All right, and then we have Donnie right here. Oh, upside down. My bad. So I'll just go ahead and turn it over, and then you'll see what this guy looks like right here in the box. It is really well protected by this foam. It is very thick right here. So rest assured, your figure will be protected. Now, this set of turtles is very simple. It requires minimum assembly. But the thing about statues versus action figures is that there's a lot of high-end detail in painting, shadows, along many other details as well that really make the figures stand out. So here's the base for the figure for Donatello. So it's like a little base right here. It looks like a little sewage piece with, you know, pipes running down right here. Now you can see a lot of cracks right here on what it seems to be like a concrete structure, you know, a lot of pipes still. A little bit of a bent metal structure right here. Pipelines again. Beautifully sculpted right here. There's cracks all over. You can see a lot of the paint running along the cracks, and also right here towards the middle of each piece. It is really cool. It is a very solid structure. It doesn't separate. It's all one solid piece. So let's go ahead and pull Donnie out. Nice and easy, careful. Boom. All right, now check this guy out right here. So we got Donatello right here, first figure of the video. An incredible display of prowess right here. We all know that Don is the intellectual guy, the brains of the operation. I don't even know where to start with this guy, because the paint and the shadowing on this sculpture is just unreal. It is extremely beautiful, very well made. So I'm gonna start from the top down, as I usually do. Now, you can see right here his expression is that of somebody being spot on a mission, ready to attack right here. You can see the headband right here, classic purple for Don. It is a very, very long headband that runs right here from the back of his neck. Here's the little piece right here, and then it goes all the way around out to the side. A very, very cool feature right here that resembles wind blowing the headband away to its left. So it's very long. You want to be careful with these pieces right here. They're kind of fragile, so I wouldn't play around with them that much, as you might break them. So be really careful with them. Now, you can see a little bit of his teeth peeking out right here. Okay. Now, moving down to the arms, you can see some of the texture of the skin of the turtles, even a little vein right here on its biceps. Here's a little bit of a elbow protection. Okay, look at the forearm muscles right here, peeking out right here. He has like a little tactical watch right here on his wrist, and a lot of bandages, And classic of Donatello, I love this detail. While a lot of turtles also have like a little belt, you know, usually have their little R for Raph, L for Leo, M for Mikey. These don't. So all of the other turtles, except for Donatello, just have like a straight belt. But Donatello has a tactical belt. Really, really cool. Very, very similar to Batman's. But it's more of a classic ninja tactical belt made of leather, it seems. Not really leather, but you know, it resembles leather. It goes all the way across his waist, and then it actually goes over and around his shell. And you can just see right here this little pouch that will resemble where his staff will go into. It has like a little hole right there. Very, very aesthetic detail right here. And now that I have it on the back, we can just take a look at the shell. Very, very beautifully sculpted right here. You can see all the segments of the shell. It has a few scratch marks, sculpted on purpose to resemble battle scars. This shell right here in particular, I mean all of them really do resemble that of a real turtle. From the painting to the shadowing right here in between the segments, being a little bit more dark than the center is. It is a really, really cool design. Very, very highly detailed. A lot of little lines in each segment of the shell, as you can see right here. Boom, boom, little dots right here as well. Then there's the edge of the shell right here, full of details as well. Super, super cool figure. Now, we also have like a little front shell right here that resembles ab muscles, the pectorals as well, a few scratch marks as well. Moving on to his legs, you can see all of the leg muscles super developed and popping out. Much like the deltoids and the triceps, biceps, forearms, a lot of detail right here. There was a lot of attention paid into muscle detail too, anatomy that is. Knee protectors right here, very basic design, nothing too fancy. And then we have shin guards also with straps. You have the classical two-toed feet of the turtles right here, and then you have the insertion pegs that will go into the base of the stand right here. Now, let me see if I can figure out the angle of insertion right here. You just move it around a little bit, stick it in, and it's good. Okay, very, very solid. Now, in the box as well, we have Don's staff. So let me just go ahead and pull this out real quick, very gently. Ta-da! So this is Donatello's staff. As you can see, it resembles wood, very hard wood, like oak almost. And of course, straps right here on one side of the staff, and then right here on the other. The bandages right here on the staff have a very cool level of detail. It is a very kind of a flexible staff, but then again, you don't want to force it too much because it might snap, and you don't want that. Now, something I've noticed with these guys specifically is that all the weapons that each of them come with are very, how to say, they're very solid. And you kind of have to force them into their hands in order for them to stay still. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I mean by that, by sticking this guy into Donatello's hand. Now it's being a little bit difficult, but there it is. All right, right on the spot. Look at that guy right here. So he's just posing right here with his staff. Very cool. So we have Donatello right there. Boom. Excellent figure, beautifully made, beautifully sculpted, highly detailed. And yeah, this is the tallest of all the figures. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and unbox Raphael before he gets a little bit moody as he usually does. So I have Raphael right here, and much like the Donatello box, let me push Don back a little bit, by the way, so I can make room to show you guys the box. So each side of the box gives us a little bit of detail of the statue itself. You know, same thing on all sides for all 4 boxes. And now, here's Raphael. Now, one thing I forgot to mention about Donatello, and that it applies to, you know, Raphael and all the turtles, is that each box was specifically designed for each turtle. So each of these little holes where the turtles go was specifically cut and made for each turtle. Okay, so if you try to mix them up in different boxes, it's not gonna work. So be careful not to lose the boxes. But much like Donatello, Raphael also has his little base. A little bit different, as you can see, a little bit more worn out. As you can see, there's a side right here that is exposed that seems to have gone through an explosion or just age, you know. You know, a lot of cables, a lot of pipes, broken pipes, metals, tubes, pipelines, everything, the whole hudo caboodle. Even a cable right here seems to be loose, but this is all part of the base. It's decorative purposes. You can see right here on the surface the cracks, you know, the pegs right here for insertion. What seems to be like loose rocks right here, they add up a really cool effect to the base. The cracks, of course, you know, you have the segments of the cement, or what will be the cement, you know, of the structure, the base. A lot of cracks, a lot of broken parts right here. Purposefully designed for them to look that way. Very cool. It is a base that is a little bit shorter than that of Raphael, as you can see right here. So it's a little bit shorter. But now I'm gonna pull Raph out of his box and to show you what it looks like. Boom. Look at this right here. You can see that it's just ready to go. He's not playing any games. He is an absolute beast right here. A whole different pose, very different than that of Donatello. As you can see, he's bending a little bit, crouching, squatting. Now, this one specific figure requires a little bit more care when assembling, so that the parts may stay still. But I'm gonna go over the basics real quick with you guys so that I can show you just a few of the differences that these turtles have between one another. So, starting with the head, same sculpt right here as Donatello, very smooth, very detailed as far as facial expressions. You can just see right here that when he gets angry, it shows all the way around his head. So I don't know what Raph, I don't know what his issue is with his temper, but it shows. It definitely does. Now you can see his teeth right here showing a little bit on both sides. Boom. Now look at the triceps right here. it is kind of difficult for some figures to depict the triceps or the musculature of the arms at this angle right here. Usually when a figure is relaxed on the arm, it is easier for to appreciate the triceps. But in this specific pose, the tricep is still tensed. It is very, very noticeable. You can also see the three heads of the deltoid right here. You have elbow guards right here, a lot of wraps, bandages as well. The headband, red one, classic of Raphael. And of course the headbands run to his right this time. A lot of detail right here on what will be the cloth on each headband, on each end right here. Boom. Again, be really careful with these. They're not flexible. They're not meant to be toyed with. The shell, the front shell, seems to have sustained significantly more damage than that of Donatello, because we all know Raphael really likes to go. He's got no time for games. So now you can see right here on his squatting stance that the details on the quadriceps are still very, very much there. The texture is very vivid, of course, much like on his arms as it is right here on his legs. You also have the knee guards right here, knee pads. Oh look, one is different than the other. I didn't notice that until today. Very, very cool. I usually like symmetry, but this I don't mind at all. Very two different concepts. But then again, you have to understand that these guys come from the sewers, okay? So they had to do with what they could. So I don't blame Raph. Same for the elbow pads. Look, this one matches with the knee one on the same side, that is. Whereas these two are a little bit different, you know, but similar at the same time. So just like this one little ball thing right here on the elbow, whereas this one has like 5. Maybe he borrowed some hockey equipment that he found in the trash. I don't know, but regardless, it looks super, super cool. Moving on to the side, you can see the calves right here, holding a detail, a lot of detail still. The quadriceps right here, the side of the thigh, very, very detailed. And of course the shell. Look at that shell. It has like some puncture wounds or puncture marks, it would seem, from arrows. That would be my best guess, that somebody shot an arrow to Raph multiple times. So you can just see the holes of the arrows here. Very noticeable. Scratch marks from katanas, spears, swords, what have you, whatever. But it is so cool. The segments of the shell are very, very cool. Also extremely detailed. And I don't know if any of you guys had turtles growing up, but what I like about these turtles right here is the detail of the shell is unreal. It is very, very similar to that of a real turtle. Very, very cool all around. The edges, all of the segments right here, very cool. We have the headband. I'm sorry, the waistband right here that runs across, and you can just see right here a tiny detail, like a little pocket right here where his weapon will go. And here's the other one, because we all know that Raphael has 2 weapons. Now for the insertion, you just insert it real quick onto his base. That's it. Boom. Now for the hands, you might be wondering, why do his hands look like they've been chopped off? They look weird. Well, that's because the fingers come separate. So I'm gonna show you that right here by pulling the hands off out of the box, and here they are. Now you want to be careful with the assembling these right here, because they tend to be loose, a little loose right here. So you just assemble them, make them be tight. Boom. Okay, so now we have the complete hands of Raphael right here. But what would Raph be without his side? The classic ninja weapon right here. So let me go ahead and pull them out real quick right here in the box. They come attached right here in a different compartment. So here's one. All right, and then I'll go ahead and pull the other one out. Now you want to be careful pulling this out a little bit, because they're a little bit tight and secure. So you don't want to just yank them out and break them, because they're really sensitive. And here's 2, okay? His classic side right here. Look at the marks on the each weapon. Of course, bandages. I don't know why these guys are so obsessed with bandages. A little bit more bandages anywhere around, and they will look like a mummy. But they're really, really cool right here. Now, of course, The way Raph is supposed to hold these is by putting them down, I think, something like this. Almost there, almost there you go. There you go. Now Raph is all complete, set, ready to go. Excellent display right here, very cool. Now that is Raphael right here for you guys, ready, set up, and go. All right, here we are again. Now that we have Raphael and Donatello, it's time for Mikey, okay? A lot of people's favorites, the chill dude. So I'm gonna make these two guys go a little bit to the side right here so I can fully display Michelangelo to you in his full splendor. And bang, there you go, Michelangelo right here. You want to be careful when you open it because you want to open these while they lay down, not while they stand up, because you know the figure might fall. So be careful there. So once again, let's go ahead and pull the little base, little detail right here. Each of these comes with the with manufacturing instructions, details, etc. So much like the other two bases, this is like a sewer-like structure. You know, very basic, nothing too fancy. Cement cracks, a lot of dots from aged stone, or aged cement, I should say. Very, very cool. Now, there's just the only thing that you need to worry about this box is just like a little attachment that goes to the base that resembles cables. So I believe this might go in here. It looks like it does. There it is. Loose cables or cut cables, mind you. So it's just like a little cool feature that adds to the base, and it matches Michelangelo's color right here. So it's really cool. Now let's go ahead and pull out Michelangelo itself. Now look at this. Look at this Mikey right here. He is not joking at all this time. He is ready to go and ramble. He has some beats right here on his hand. But as always, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so I want to start with the head sculpt as usual. You can see like a lot of texture going on here. A lot of texture on his head. Very reptile-like. You can just see the shoulder right here, the texture of his skin. Even though turtles are reptiles by nature, they don't have scales, and that's okay. I believe there are other Ninja Turtle statues that do have like a little bit of a scale resemblance to their skin, but I don't think it would have been necessary on these because the shadowing, the painting, the detail paid, the attention paid to detail on the skin of these turtles was just absolutely incredible. Now, of course, you can just see right here, as always, the headband right here goes across his eyes, and then onto the back of his head. Right here, here's a knot. And then you have the each end of the headbands sticking out right here to the side. As always, be really careful with these. Do not mess around with these because they will break 100% if you overstretch them or pull them too hard to either side. So again, here's the structure of the arm, very similar to that of Raphael right here. Let me show you. Under flex, look at that. Look at that resemblance of the arm right here when they're flexing. The triceps is very noticeable, very, very well sculpted. You can just see right here the front shell, very similar to the others. Very smooth. A few scratch marks right there. If we turn Mikey a little bit to the side right here, again, we have his beats right here. We have a little bit of a hand protection right here. Now we have elbow guards, knee guards, or pads, whichever way you may call it. Let's go ahead and turn a little bit to the side. And then we get to the fun stuff, his nunchucks right here. Now these are fully attached right here to the belt and the shell. They are not detachable. They are super glued to it. So these are just for show purpose. But they do come with a little chain right here. So there's a little chain right here that connects both nunchucks one to one. So it's really cool. Be careful with this. The shell, of course, very similar to that of his brothers. Very highly detailed. A few scratch marks. Really good proportion. The tactical belt, not really like tactical, because Dawn is the one that has a tactical belt, but each of them has the little pouches where the nunchucks will go. So you can just see right here also on this nunchuck that is like orange bandages. Really cool. It goes across, and then this will be the other pouch for the other set of nunchucks, which he is actually using on this pose. Not at the moment, as you can see, but he will soon. A lot of detail was also paid to the bandages around his shins, across his two toes right here, the nails. Very cool. Right here. Okay, very cool. These look like very cushiony. They have that resemblance of a very cushioning knee pad. So it's really cool overall. You know, so right here. So we're gonna go ahead and set him on his base. So it's very simple, you know. So no really need for a manual right here. It's very self-explanatory. That's what I like about this specific Mikey. Boom, there you go. So now you might notice that he's missing a whole forearm right here, but that's an issue that will be solved right now because it's in the box. Okay. Now notice how this specific turtle, Mikey that is, has like beads right here on his wrist. Very cool details right here. So all we're gonna do is just attach the forearm right here. There you go. But you might notice that he's missing something, right? And that's because he is. His nunchucks. So we're gonna go ahead and pull them out right here out of the box. They're right here in this little compartment, so no need to worry about, you know, losing them. They're right here. So go ahead and pull them out. Ta-da! His nunchucks. Now these are exquisitely sculpted. Again, you can just see like the bandage-like texture that each of these has. The tips on the bottom right here, and they do seem to be painful if they were to strike you. So right here, the little chain as well. So they're very well articulated, very long. So this is Michelangelo right here, posing, ready to go. One nunchuck and then another nunchuck, ready to strike. I don't even know why they gave him two nunchucks. It's hard enough to maneuver one, let alone two, but it's still a classic. So who doesn't like Michelangelo kicking bad guys' asses after having pizza? So it's really cool. But yeah, this is Michelangelo right here. So I'm gonna start approaching them all three so you can see the start spotting the differences. There you go. So this is all turtles so far. 3 of them right here. The Brotherhood. Yay! So now on to Leo. Alright, so we have 3 turtles down. It's time for the leader to show off. So I'm gonna make room for him by pushing these guys out a little bit to the side. And that will be Leo right here. Time for the reveal. As always, do be careful not to unbox this box while standing up. Instead, just lay down flat and then you'll be safe to go. So once again, we have the little base for Leonardo, the lowest of them all, very low. You'll see at the end. Same concept for detail and painting right here. A lot of cracks on the cement, some damage right here on the corner. You can see some wires sticking out, some cables, some sewage pipes. Super cool. A few sticks right here. Now let's go ahead and set the base down. Okay, and let's go ahead and bring Leo out right here. So there you have him. Now look at this. Look at that crazy bandana wind effect. It is super cool. For this guy right here, I'd like to take a few extra moments to examine some of the features that he comes with. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at that glance right here. You'll see very soon enough why this hand is empty, but let's go ahead and examine him from top to bottom as usual. You can just see right here a lot of texture as well. Really cool, very well sculpted in detail. A blue bandana right here covering his eyes, running along the side of his head to the back into a knot, and then you have the bandanas just sticking out right here on both sides. Careful with these bad boys. Do not move them along too much. So starting with this arm right here, you can see a huge vein right here popping out all the way across from his shoulder to the forearm. Really cool. Some elbow protection right here. Okay, some cushioning right here. Some wrist wraps. They look a little bit different than that of his brothers. So on the other side, look at the front shell, by the way, how this little strap runs across in an X right here on his chest. You'll see why shortly. Here's the other arm with another huge vein, of course. You know, gotta wield those katanas nice and strong. The deltoids, 1, 2, 3 hits. Biceps, triceps, the forearm right here. The bandages right here are unreal. I will say this is the guy that has the most detail on the bandages as opposed to his other brothers. Some cushion right here on the elbow pads. Then you have the strap right here running across his back. The belt, that is, I should say. But it is attached to the strap that runs across in an X and then comes all the way along into his chest. So you have an X right here on the front, and then you have another X right here on the back. And you guessed it, this is where the katana goes, or the katanas I should say, because he wields two. Now you have right here the bandages on his ankles right here, knee pads, all of it right here, the whole hudo caputo. Let's go ahead and insert him on his platform. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the place where the katanas come right here. Look at the detail of craftsmanship right here on this little piece. You have right here what seems to be like a little string attaching these two together. It's all sculpted, of course. It's not a string by itself, but there's a little space right here on Leo's back, a little hole that you put this into right here. So you just put it in. Be careful, don't force it too much, and it'll stick just fine, just like that. Okay, I really like this detail about Leo. I don't know how much more detail you can get as far as weaponry when it comes to these guys, as it already does. Now you pull this out a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the shell real quick. This shell is really cool because it resembles a bluish tone, very similar to that of his classic color. You can see right here, yes, while it is green, there is a little bit of blue, dark blue shading right here on his shield. Very cool, extremely well detailed. Again, the shells on these guys are so good, very well sculpted, a lot of detail. But this particular shell tends to be more on the dark bluish side of colors. There is green, yes, but then again, it is very in tone with Leo's classic color, the blue that is. So let's just go ahead and insert there's a little piece right here in the back. Turn them around, okay? And now it's time for the fun part, the katanas. So the katanas do come in the box, so everything is visible. Everything you need for each specific turtle is visible in the box when you pull it out. There's no multiple layers, none of that. It's all right here in one piece. So I have the two swords right here, 1 and 2. An individual sword each, you know. It has the blue collar right here of our beloved Leo. So it is very, very, very well detailed. Each sword has like combat marks right here, like a few scratches along the blade. This one, as well as this one. So the color is absolutely incredible. A really, really cool chrome. Very, very cool. It reflects light perfectly. Very awesome in design. Extremely straight. Very similar, or the exact proportion, that is. Very, very cool. All of them are great additions to our beloved Leo. So the insertion is very simple. You just go ahead and stick them in like this, and then the other hand like that. And then you have Leo posing right here. Absolute masterpiece. It is such a beast. Look at this. Look at this right here. The stance. That's what I meant at first when I said that there's something about this guy. Even though my personal favorite is Donatello, there's just something about this Leo right here that very menacing. Very, very cool. Very cool looking. Ready to go. His swords, his stance, the leader right here, Leonardo. So super, super cool figure. I wanted to save the best for last because the stance, the weapons, the accessories that Leo comes with, I think are the best out of all four turtles. Alright you guys, so now that we have all four turtles right here, I just want to go over some details and pretty much review the whole pack right here. So as you can see, all of these four turtles are very iconic to a lot of us that grew up watching them, but seeing them in this stage is a little bit different and nostalgic because as you can see, they all resemble teenagers, but yet they're very mature in their skill. So the posing for these figures is 10 out of 10. Detail, painting, shadowing, 10 out of 10. The sculpting as well, it is absolutely incredible. So from left to right here, you can see Raphael. Then you have Dawn on top right here with his staff. Extremely well detailed, a lot of shadows. We have Mikey right here, and then Leonardo. Have to be careful not to get the phone too close, otherwise he might cut it in half with my katana. With his katana, I mean. But regardless, a very, very good good set of statues. I highly recommend it. It's been on the market for 10 years. I don't know if you still find this in retail, but they're mostly available online. I do not have any cons as far as the set goes. The only negative experience I've had, myself, is cleaning them. If you have them on display for a long time, especially on the open air, they will accumulate a lot of dust, especially in little corners and areas where they're crouched, or they have like bent joints. So they will accumulate a lot of dust. So be careful with that. Just be mindful about cleaning them, and keeping them in shape is really important. But other than that, this is a set that is just 10 out of 10. So far, they're my favorite. There are other sets out there, of course. They can be way bigger, way smaller. The classics, the 80s. But regardless, they're great. And it is overall a perfect addition to any hardcore fans of the Ninja Turtles out there. So that being said, that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon.